I've invested in a large number of different speculative crypto mining projects, and in this video I'm going to share exactly how I made $2,515 mining crypto in July of 2023. This will include income from crypto mining, running crypto nodes, and any interest I've earned in DeFi. I've also included my monthly expenses, where you can get an accurate picture of my net income for the month. And once again, I'm including an ROI or return on investment analysis into this video so we can determine which miners are currently the best ones to buy. So stay tuned for that later in this video. This is month 15 of this earnings review series. When will it finally be time for these coins to moon? Hopefully soon, because aside from a few projects, it's been another awful month for profitability.
Stand, it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
What's all gone?
The money in your account, it didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Now, before we get started, I'm not sharing this information with you today to try to brag about how much money I'm making each month. And like I said, it wasn't a great month for profitability. And I'm not trying to promote certain projects for my own personal gain. I'm really trying to share my crypto mining journey with you, and hopefully you can gain something from any insights I might be able to provide. With that being said, let's get started. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, revenue for the month came in at $2,515. That is down $1,776 versus June. And that's really being driven by one major thing in June. We had the FLUX snapshot claim, which occurred in June, which is really the main driver of that decrease in revenue we're seeing month over month. Expenses for the month came in at $1,443. That is relatively flat versus June. The primary expense I incur each month is my hosting expense for my 6 Bitcoin miners. Aside from that, I have some smaller expenses for a couple of the ASICs I still have on at home that are running at my 12% per kilowatt hour electric rate, as well as some node hosting expenses for some of the different node projects I'm involved in. And then for net income for the month came in at $1,072. Now that is down $1,739 versus June. Like I mentioned, the primary driver of that was that FLUX snapshot claim. Other big drivers for the month, we did have 2 new projects for the month, Hive Mapper and the Fry Decibel Miner, which are helping to contribute to profitability. But if you look at the historical net income amounts, we're actually tied here with the worst month on record, tying with our FTX fallout month back in November of 2022. It's really not a great month in terms of profitability, but let's dig into the results by project next. Now, it takes me several hours to put this analysis together for you each month. So if you're finding this information helpful, I really would appreciate if you hit that like button. It really does help to support the channel. Starting off here, I've got the profitability listed by project. We're sorted from net most profitable to least profitable. When we scroll down here to the bottom, the totals here tie to the amounts we just reviewed on the historical charts tab. So we'll go over each project at a high level and give some high-level commentary over the results. Our number 1 project for the month were my 6 Bitcoin miners. I have 6 S19 Pro 110 terahash Bitcoin miners. These are hosted through BitCap hosting at an 8.5 cent per kilowatt hour electric rate. Now, Bitcoin's price has been kind of flat here for the past several months, hovering anywhere between $29,000 and $31,000. But the problem is Bitcoin mining difficulty has continued to increase, decreasing the profitability for these Bitcoin miners. Number 2 project for the month are my pre-search nodes. I have 40 pre-search nodes and I have 272,000 pre-search tokens staked on those pre-search nodes. Now, I had mentioned last month I had consolidated my nodes last month. I had about 70 nodes that expired on Racknerd, and I decided not to renew those because they wouldn't give me the promotional rate that was available. So I decided to consolidate my pre-search onto my remaining nodes for the time being. I may end up opening up some additional nodes in the future, but for the time being, especially with pre-search's token price kind of the dumps here, I'll stick with these 40 nodes at this point and not incur the additional expense. The number 3 project for the month are my 2 demo data miners. I did a video on this about 2 weeks ago on the updated profitability for these. This is still quite lucrative plug and play drive to earn project. I've found the earnings are reducing at about 3% reduction each week. So I don't think it's too late to get into demo if you're interested. Obviously, the coin has suffered here over the last month, but I still think there's some good long-term potential with this project. Number 4 project of the month, like I mentioned earlier, is a new one, Hive Mapper. It's a dash cam. I did a video on this several weeks ago as well. It's been quite lucrative for me so far. It's actually more profitable than I had initially analyzed in that preliminary analysis video. So that is good to see out of this new project as well. And it looks like we're going to hit our ROI on that in only a couple months. Number 5 project of the month are my Flux nodes. I have 2 Nimbus, 1 Stratus, and 6 Titan nodes. These are hosted through Goldie Tech nodes. The Flux token really has suffered in terms of price over the past year. I think we're near the lows of this bear market at this point, and that's really taken a hit on the profitability of these Flux nodes. So hopefully we see some increase in that price of Flux in the future. If we continue to see price suffer and these become unprofitable, I'll end up having to shut down these nodes, which wouldn't be good either. But I'm not going to run nodes at an unprofitable rate for me. Number 6 is Crank. This is also a relatively new project for me. I got into the beta several months ago. I was able to repurpose my 2 MatchX M2 Pros into Crank. And then the MatchX team tried to block everybody by putting in some software updates. But the Crank team figured out a workaround, and I was able to basically kick MatchX to the curb, and now we're on Crank with these 2 MatchX M2 Pros. The good thing is the beta for Crank, they're doing a 2.0 beta that opens up here on August 1st. So if you're watching this video, that beta should be available now. So go over to the Crank website. They've added some additional devices that are going to be eligible to onboard to Crank. Coming at number 7 is my Helium Bobcat 500 5G device. Made just under $40 for the month for this. One good thing we saw this month, we did see a nice price increase for Helium's mobile token, up 124%. But really, if you looked at the last several months, it's been straight downhill. So it is a nice bounce we're seeing and a nice increase in profitability. But really, I think it's going to be a stretch to make back our money on this device. Coming at number 7 are my Step-In NFT shoes. I have 10 of these. This is a move to earn project. I walk for an hour a day each day, and I earned a little over $1. And I am converting my GST tokens that I earn into Solana every couple weeks for this project. Number 9 is the HiFix GeoNet Space Weather Station. They did just have their halving at the end of June of 2023, so the profitability for this device has been cut in half, essentially. We haven't seen an increase in the price after that halving, just a halving of our rewards, so it's only making a little over $30 a month, whereas last month it was right around $60. Coming at number 10 is the Deeper Connect Mini. Nothing new really with this project. This is a decentralized VPN device. I have a max credit score, so I'm getting max rewards. Coming at number 12, we'll go over all the Fry miners here. We have the Fry Bandwidth, Fry Satellite, and then the new Fry Decibel miner. Each of these, I'm earning these Fry tokens. For the Fry Bandwidth miner, I'm accumulating my Fry tokens, but then with the Fry Satellite and Decibel miners, I am actively selling those tokens every few days. The Fry Decibel miner is a new project for the month. I just did a review video on that a couple days ago, so I'll link that above. I'm doing a giveaway of a free Decibel miner, so check out that video if you're interested in winning a free miner. Then at 13, we have my Helium Bobcat miners. I have 5 of these. The profitability on these is quite the dumps, just earning just over $7 for the month. Coming in at 15 is my streamer node. I have this hosted on Flux, so I pay 6 Flux tokens per month to have this hosted with Flux, and this generated just over $7 for the month. Number 16 is Map Metrics. This is also a drive to earn project. The more you drive, the more you earn. I drove a little bit more this month because I was testing out Hive Mapper, and we just were driving more places. So I earned just under $5 for the month for Map Metrics. Going number 17 is Element Data. This project's really in the gutter here. It's earning, I think, like 12, 13 cents a day now. So I'm actively selling my Element Data tokens, and I'm converting them into Algorand every few days. And next, we have several of my mini gold shell miners, which are really just hanging on barely to profitability. One thing of note, we do have the Litecoin halving here happening on August 2nd, so that'll reduce the profitability of the gold shell mini Doge 2 going forward. My understanding is that won't have a huge impact on profitability because the majority of the profits from these mini Doge devices come from the dual mining of Dogecoin. So it'll reduce the profitability, but I don't expect a huge impact there. Next, we have my Examiner. I did not earn anything with my Examiner this month. I had a network issue earlier this month where my device was offline for several weeks. So it reset the data storage on my device. So I'm starting back at 0, but the project's still on testnet, so I really wasn't earning much every month anyways, so it's not a huge deal to me. Next 2 projects are still on testnet, WeatherXM and PiFi. WeatherXM is still expecting a Q4 2023 token release, and PiFi delayed their token release, and I have not seen an update yet in terms of when they expect to release that. Then finally, we have several of my slightly unprofitable mini box miners that I am electing to keep on for the time being, even though they're slightly unprofitable, just to accumulate some additional coins. I want to continue to provide as much value to you as possible in these videos. So if you have any questions or topics or projects you want me to cover in further detail in future videos, don't hesitate to reach out to me in the comment section below. I make it a point to try to answer everyone's questions in the comments. These videos are really for you, and I want to provide as much value to you as possible. Next, let's look at the ROI analysis by project. We'll start off with the assumptions I'm making here so we can level set. First, the miner fair market value estimates are based on recent comparable miner sales from eBay. These are not people's listing prices on eBay, they're actual sales. And then these are also not my purchase costs. In almost all cases, I paid way more for a lot of these different miners. Second, the current month net income is my actual mining results less my expenses. Yours may be different. Third, this is as a point in time, August 1st, 2023. Miner values and income amounts are obviously going to vary over time as coin prices fluctuate and mining difficulty fluctuates. And then finally, this is not financial advice, and don't use this as justification to purchase a miner or a node. So I have these sorted by project from lowest break-even days to highest break-even days. Then I have a color coding system here, given my general thoughts over each project. Green, I think, is a solid project. Yellow, I think that I have some concerns, and then red, I would stay away. So let's give some high-level commentary over each. So our number one project for the month is a new project, Hive Mapper, at a break-even days of just 89 days. And this is also a partial month for me. I believe I started using this device on July 5th. Obviously, your results are going to vary based on how much you drive with the Hive Mapper. I can get you a 10% discount. I'll put my discount code in the description below. So with that discount, you're looking at a cost of about $269. So a really nice low price point for a mining device with this Hive Mapper. So if you drive a lot, this may be a super lucrative project for you. If you don't, it's also okay to pass. Coming to number two, the Demo Data Miner. Once again, I get you a 10% discount. So the net cost comes at $269. Now, the price of the demo token has fallen quite a bit over the last several months, but this is still a very lucrative project, coming in at break-even days of 121 days. Now, my devices are level 3 and level 4, so my profitability is going to be higher than what you will see if you were to order this device today. Go check out my demo data miner updated financial analysis video where I give an analysis of what the profitability will look like if you were to purchase it today. So it will be a little bit longer, but it's also, I think, a quite lucrative project, because the thing with Demo is you only need to drive once per week. So really just need to turn on your car once a week. You don't have to drive a certain amount of miles to get rewards. So that is the good thing about Demo. Third, Project Crank, which I also think is a really solid project, especially if you already have a Helium or MatchX device. It's a great way to repurpose your devices at a relatively low cost. It's $250. You pay, I think, a $100 license fee, and then you stake $150 in Crank tokens to get on board. Number four, Step in NFT Shoes. This is Move to Earn. If you walk a lot, this may be a decent project to get into, but the token price for the GST token really has been in the dumps for over a year now. So it's not a very lucrative project, but if you like to walk, this might be something you'd look into. And then we have our Fry miners, the Fry Decibel Bandwidth, and Fry Satellite miners. I've done several videos on these over the last several months. These are really nice plug and play devices, and the good thing with these Fry devices is they do have a quite low price point. I get you 20% off discount code. I'll put that in the description below as well. Coming up number 7 is our HiSpix GeoNet Space Weather Station. I have the triple band version. Like I mentioned earlier, they did just have their halving at the end of June. So the profitability of this device has been cut in half. So we're looking at a break-even days of just under 2 years, which isn't great at this point. And a $695 price point, that is a little steep for someone purchase a device like this. Coming to number 8 are my pre-search nodes. I have these marked as green. I'm a big supporter of pre-search. I think what they're doing is really neat and a good alternative to Google. You can run these nodes. You stake 4,000 pre-search tokens and you get rewarded in additional pre-search tokens. I did a video, basically a tutorial on how to stake your pre-search nodes and run up a node. I'll put that up above if you're interested in running a pre-search node. One thing with pre-search nodes is your coins are not locked in your node. You can always choose to close down your nodes and sell your tokens at any time. That's not always the case with a lot of different crypto node projects. We're at number 9 at a break-even days of 727 days is the Deeper Connect Mini. I would stay away from Deeper Connect. I have 75,000 Deeper tokens staked in this project, and I'm way underwater with this project. and you also have some security risk with running a decentralized VPN on your network. Same thing with element data. That's a project with really no use case. It was a way to repurpose your aware element, but the profitability of that project is also gone in the dumps here, so I would stay away from that. Coming number 12 is the Mapmetrics Special Position Tracker device. It does have a relatively low price point, coming in at $150, which I'm currently seeing on eBay. And another good thing about this device is the more you drive, the more you earn. So if you drive a whole lot, this may be a good device for you as well. Next, we have my iPolo G1 Minis. You can pick these up for about $220 currently on eBay. They're really quiet. They're low power use, and they're still currently profitable, which is nice to see out of an ASIC at this point. Then next we have my Bitcoin miners. This price of $2,540, that's Musk Miners' current price on their price listing. You can probably find these on the secondary market or used market for considerably lower, and then you just need to find a hosting service, which generally I think at 8.5 cent per kilowatt hour rate is a pretty decent rate that you can get at most places. And then rounding out the list here, we have the Helium devices. I would stay away from Helium. I think Helium is pretty much a dead project at this point. Then next we have the Streamer node that's generating a nice return of about 18% annual at this point, and it's a low cost in terms of hosting through FLUX. And then finally, we have Gold Shell mini box miners. I would stick away from those unless you can get a real good price on some of these devices, because they're really not very profitable anymore. My strategy with these Gold Shell mini box miners is I'm going to hold them until the next bull market, where hopefully they'll start to become profitable and there'll be a market for people to purchase them again. And that's when I will sell a lot of these devices. And then rounding out the list here, we have my Flux node, which as I mentioned earlier, the profitability on these Flux nodes has really been down in the dumps. Look at the annual ROI, we're looking at 3.4%, which you can get a higher ROI on a money market fund at this point. So we continue to see Flux token take a dive here. I may have to close down these Flux nodes, which would be disappointing. And then rounding out the list here, we have several projects that are still on testnet, and also several that have negative earnings, so we don't have an ROI anymore for these devices. There are several projects currently in the pipeline that I'm testing, one over here and several over here, that I'm excited to bring you videos on in the coming weeks. So if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. While you're down there, hit that like button for me. Check out one of my other videos over here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.